Hey, what is up guys? David Zhao here, and I got a lot of questions on the video about the best beginner camera, which was the video on the Sony a6100. And by the way, still my recommendation for best beginner camera out there. I got a lot of questions on how did you get such stable footage? And the answer, of course, is a gimbal. But gimbals can sometimes be pricey, gimbals can sometimes be maybe cheaper, but I finally have my recommendation for the best beginner gimbal, purely because of the price point and the fact that it basically doesn't have that many compromises, especially when you're talking about what it can do. And if you've been a fan of the channel, you might recognize the brand. The gimbal is the Feiyutech AK2000C. If you see my other videos, I've made reviews on Feiyutech gimbals, everything from the AK2000, the original one, to the AK2000S and the AK4500. But this AK2000C comes in with less bells and whistles, but for about $200 to $240. And I would have killed to have a gimbal at that price when I first started out. So today's video is going to be on reviewing the AK2000C and showing you guys what it can do and why I recommend it. So the AK2000C is just a stripped down version of the AK2000. The only thing you're really missing is the control wheel that lets you customize and control things like camera settings or gimbal settings or even a follow focus module. But if I'm gonna be honest with you, I never really used that wheel. Otherwise, when you look at the build quality of the gimbal, it sports the same design that I already liked from the AK2000 and the AK2000S model. It has the same 3-axis locks that makes traveling with and balancing the gimbal a breeze, the same LED touchscreen that eliminates the need for any phone apps for setup and configuration, and it has the same tripod feet with adjustable tension screws that'll stay firm. The total weight of the gimbal comes in at 2.4 pounds or 1.1 kilograms, which is about as light as compact gimbals get. On top of that, it has a payload capacity of 4.8 pounds or 2.2 kilograms. This can easily balance most lightweight setups, whether that's an A6100 with a Sigma 16 or even my A7S III with a 24mm f2.8 G Master. Though one thing that still irks me, but I've finally come to peace with, is that it has a built-in non-replaceable lithium-ion battery. While it would be nice to be able to remove the batteries and swap them during a shoot, the 4 to 7 operating hours that I got out of it is plenty for most shooting situations I find myself in. To charge the gimbal, you just need to plug in a USB-C cable. Now, your mileage may vary on the amount of operating time you'll be able to get, which is the same with any gimbal really, as it's going to depend on your total weight of your setup, how well balanced your unit is, and whether or not you're doing a lot of camera moves. One nice thing is that this unit still has the same mounting points as the AK2000S, which means you can always buy the additional grip if you shoot low to the ground often. Now, to jump to features you'll find on this gimbal, for me, my favorite one would have to be the touchscreen, mainly because you can adjust all of your settings right on the gimbal, while some other brands would require you to download their app, pair to the gimbal, then adjust them from the phone. I like this because I think we're all tired of having an app for everything we own. From the touchscreen menu, you'll be able to calibrate the motors to optimize performance with your current setup, and you'll be able to change the shooting modes, which for me almost always stays on the smooth mode for the most cinematic movements. Though occasionally, I like to throw it into action mode if I'm feeling a little bit spicy. Also on the touchscreen, you'll be able to access inception mode, and as well as portrait mode if you're planning on shooting vertical videos. And of course, you can use the included camera control cables for your specific camera brand to get access to camera settings within your gimbal, like adjusting ISO or white balance. Now, let's look at some nice and stabilized footage, shall we? And now, a word from today's sponsor. SkillShare is an online learning community which offers thousands of ad-free classes on a wide variety of topics, everything from productivity to creativity, which makes learning new skills at home a breeze. For me, lately I've been on a productivity nerd binge, and I just finished Ali's Productivity Masterclass, Principles and Tools to Boost Your Productivity. And one I might recommend to you if you're planning on learning how to edit videos would be his class, Video Editing with Final Cut Pro 10 from Beginner to YouTuber. If you want to get a 1-month free subscription to SkillShare, the link will be on the screen and in the description down below. It'll help the channel out, and more importantly, hopefully it'll help you learn some new skills. If you do check out the platform, let me know what you think of it. So here's my conclusion on the Feiyutech AK2000C. This is a lightweight, compact, and budget-friendly gimbal that I would recommend to anybody who wants to add stabilization to their videos. Thanks to the 3-axis lock system, balancing this gimbal takes me less than 5 minutes, and it's extremely intuitive and easy to pick up and use. The performance of the gimbal honestly matches that of its bigger brothers, the AK2000 and AK2000S. Whether you're planning on using it for travel or for some smaller professional shoots that last for just a few hours, this gimbal is probably the one to get if you're on a budget. For $240, you get incredibly stable footage and looks cinematic and buttery smooth. And I'm not kidding on the ease of use. While we're out getting the test shots for this gimbal, I was able to operate it with one hand while holding a drink in the other. Now that is versatility at work. All right, that's it for this one, guys. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, and get notified of when new videos are released. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of this gimbal. What other gimbals would you recommend for a beginner on a budget? Let me know. As always, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.